Once upon a time, in a quaint little village, there lived a miller who often bragged to make himself seem more important. One day, he boldly claimed to the king that his daughter possessed a magical ability to spin straw into gold. Intrigued by this extraordinary boast, the greedy king summoned the miller's daughter to his castle. She was filled with dread as she realized her father's lies had placed her in a dangerous situation. The young woman was led to a small room overflowing with straw and given a spinning wheel. The king ordered her to spin all the straw into gold by sunrise or face death. Left alone, she stared helplessly at the piles of straw, her tears falling as despair gripped her. She had no idea how to fulfill the impossible task and feared for her life. As the moonlight streamed through the tiny window, a strange little man suddenly appeared in the room. He had a mischievous smile and an air of mystery. The peculiar man asked her why she was crying, and she explained her dire predicament. He offered to help her spin the straw into gold in exchange for something of value. Desperate, she handed him her necklace, and he got to work. The little man worked through the night, spinning straw into shimmering threads of gold with incredible speed. By dawn, the room glittered with golden spools, and the girl felt a momentary relief. When the king returned, his eyes widened with greed, and he immediately decided to test her abilities further. The king led the girl to a larger room filled with even more straw. Once again, he commanded her to spin it all into gold by morning. As night fell, her hope dwindled, but to her relief, the strange little man appeared again. This time, he demanded her ring as payment for his help. With her ring in hand, the little man began spinning the straw into gold. The rhythmic hum of the spinning wheel filled the room as the straw transformed into brilliant threads. By sunrise, the room was filled with gold, and the king's greed grew insatiable. He decided to present her with an even greater challenge. The king led the girl to an enormous room filled with mountains of straw. He declared that if she succeeded in spinning all the straw into gold, he would make her his queen. However, if she failed, she would be executed. The girl's heart sank, knowing she had nothing left to offer in exchange for help. When the little man appeared for the third time, she confessed that she had no possessions left to give him. Smiling slyly, he proposed a new deal. He would spin the straw into gold if she promised to give him her firstborn child. Reluctantly, she agreed, clinging to the hope that she would never have to fulfill this terrible promise. By morning, the room was filled with gold once more, and the king was finally satisfied. True to his word, he married the miller's daughter, and she became queen. Though she was now wealthy and powerful, the memory of her promise haunted her. Years passed, and the queen gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. Her joy was immense, but it was short-lived. One day, the strange little man returned to the castle, grinning wickedly as he reminded her of their bargain. The queen was devastated and begged him to show mercy. The peculiar man offered her a slim chance to keep her child. He told her that if she could guess his name within 3 days, she could break their deal. Though the odds seemed impossible, the queen vowed to do everything she could to protect her baby. The queen sent messengers throughout the kingdom, instructing them to gather every name they could find. Day and night, she worked tirelessly, writing down names and praying that one would be correct. Her determination was unwavering, though her fear for her child grew stronger with each passing hour. When the little man returned, the queen nervously recited every name she had gathered. "Is it John? Peter? Michael?" she asked. Each time the man shook his head, laughing with glee. He vanished into thin air, leaving her feeling defeated but not without hope. On the second day, the queen dispatched a trusted servant to search the farthest corners of the kingdom. The servant traveled through forests, mountains, and villages, hoping to discover a clue about the man's identity. The queen's faith rested on this one desperate mission. Deep in the woods, the servant stumbled upon a clearing where the peculiar man danced around a fire. He sang a strange song, gleefully chanting his name. "Rumpelstiltskin is my name." The servant hurried back to the castle to deliver the news, knowing it would save the queen. The queen remained composed when the little man returned that night. She guessed more names, pretending to struggle while secretly savoring the knowledge she had gained. The man's confidence grew, and he laughed louder than ever before. On the third and final night, the little man arrived with a smug grin, certain of his victory. The queen appeared anxious, deliberately pausing before she began to speak. With a twinkle in her eye, she guessed a few more wrong names before finally revealing the truth. The queen declared his name triumphantly. "Rumpelstiltskin." The man froze in shock, his face twisting with rage. He screamed and stomped, furious that his carefully guarded secret had been uncovered. In a fit of fury, Rumpelstiltskin tore himself in two and vanished in a puff of smoke. The queen held her child close, overwhelmed with relief and gratitude. She knew she had narrowly escaped a terrible fate. The queen shared her story with the king, and they marveled at the strange events that had transpired. The entire kingdom celebrated the queen's cleverness and bravery, and the tale of Rumpelstiltskin spread far and wide. The queen and the king vowed to rule with wisdom and compassion, knowing the dangers of greed and deceit. They ensured their people prospered, creating a legacy of kindness and justice. The miller's daughter-turned-queen lived happily with her family, treasuring the life she had almost lost. Her story became a cherished tale, passed down through generations as a reminder of the power of cleverness and determination.